Islam, like Judaism and Christianity, is a monotheistic religion, having belief in only one God. Let's recap some background of the religion before we look at the concept of God. Islam began with the Prophet Muhammad, who lived from around the year 570 AD to 632. Islam teaches that Muhammad is the last messenger from God, or prophet. Muslims believe that Muhammad encountered the angel Jibril, or Gabriel in English, who revealed God's message over a period of 23 years. Islam teaches that the tradition of faith from Adam to Abraham, Moses to Jesus is one and the same faith, which Muhammad was sent by God to restore. Muslims often say, "Peace be upon him," after mentioning Muhammad's name, as a sign of respect. Another sign of respect is that Muslims do not attempt to represent Muhammad in images. One of the reasons for this is that Muhammad is not worshipped, as this would be idolatry, recognizing another god. The Quran does not ban images of Muhammad, but most Muslims agree with the ban proposed by Islamic scholars. It is offensive to Muslims when someone produces an image of Muhammad. One of the forms of artwork, then, is calligraphy, or writing, and you can see Muhammad's name written out in Arabic on the right of the screen. The other prophets are also not depicted in images in Islam. The Quran is not the only holy book. The Sunnah is the collection of the actions and sayings of Muhammad, which Muslims use as a guide on how to live. The Hadith are a collection of reports or stories about Muhammad, which guide Muslims. Islam teaches that there is one tradition of faith, from Judaism through Christianity to Islam, based on the revelation of the prophets. Therefore, like Judaism and Christianity, Islam professes faith in one God. This idea in Islam is called Tawhid. Islam teaches that the one God is the creator and sustainer of the universe. Human beings must therefore submit to God and do what God wishes them to do in their practices and rituals. The idea of Tawhid has a practical dimension in humans submitting to God, collectively and individually, taking responsibility for the created world and for humanity. So God in Islam is singular and unique. The word for God in Arabic is Allah, and you can see it on the image on the screen. In the tradition of the Hadith, there are 99 names for God. Many of these come from the Quran, but there is no one definitive list of the 99 names, and different sources have different accounts of the 99. A document such as that on the left of the screen outlines the 99 names of God in Arabic and, in this case, in Spanish. Not all Muslims agree on what counts as a name for God. The additional names can be called epithets, which means another name for the same thing. Some of the epithets for God are listed on the screen on the right. Some Muslims believe that each of the attributes of God represented by these names are applicable to Allah and uniquely to Allah. Therefore, God is the Creator, and only God is the Creator. God is the most gracious, and only God is the most gracious. One of the most concise definitions of God in the Quran is in Surah 112. Chapters are called surahs in the Quran. It says, "He is Allah, the one and only, Allah the eternal, absolute. He begets not, nor is he begotten, and there is none like unto him." In other words, the Quran teaches that Allah is absolute existence, having no beginning or end, not existing in time, like all other things that exist. There are many other verses in the Quran that talk about Allah, and these are where many of the names and attributes of God in Islamic teaching come from.